okay though. It's okay. But I can literally see me through your mirror, so I'm just gonna have to look good as possible. Nah.
My bad, bro. Like I'm in my office, man. This is where I'm doing my trading at. So I didn't realize I had myself. My bad, man.
No, it's all good. First of all, I just want to say thank you, man. And initially, just welcome to the Cubby. I think it's a good time to just, what I normally do is before we start, I kind of just relax, get something to drink. I see you have a little bit of liquid there, and I just want to cheers to you and say thank you for coming.
Hey, my God, most definitely, man. Most definitely.
I know, but you did get the material.
Yeah. I got the material. I haven't. I'll be honest with you. I went through it. You said this is more of a freestyle type show, right?
Yep, 100% freestyle. That honestly, this is just for me, to be honest with you. Just to try to see if I lose my way, it's my guiding light to kind of move forward. But the Cubby is just it's a loose environment to let people understand how to get from point A to point B, and having people on like yourself that is a little closer to the community that they can relate to, not only see it, but hear it. We're more of a audio sort of based platform. Right. For those two, because it's in my strong opinion that audio travels way faster than video. And if you could hear me, that means you can feel me, in my opinion. So this within itself is just a strictly informal sort of conversation, trying to get to know you, trying to get to know what your platform is. And thank you for being one of the first to do our 7-part series of exclusive interviews. And I don't know anybody more exclusive than the money.
Hey, my God. You already know what it is, man. Most definitely.
I don't know nothing more exclusive than the money, man. So before we continue to go, man, I always start off on one particular aspect. First of all, this is your host, TLou, do what it do. And we're just going to jump into it. You're just going to jump into it and keep moving. But it's your host, TLou, do what it do. And welcome to the Cubby. This is a platform to let everyone understand what it takes to get from point A to point B with a collection of Black male successful individuals trying to commune with other successful individuals so that we can get a firm understanding of what it takes to be your best self. So I have a special guest in the building. It don't really get more special for being not only a frat brother of mine that I just found that out probably a couple weeks ago before we did anything. It was a frat brother of mine coming out of, you're going to have to let them know, man, because we got so many frat brothers, so many places. You're going to have to let them know when you introduce yourself. But if you do not know what the Cubby rules are, and we're going to get really accustomed to it, but the first rule of the Cubby is there are no rules to the Cubby. Second rule of the Cubby is whatever you bring, you got to finish. I saw a red cup somewhere.
Hey, it's out the camera, but it's right here, my guy. You feel me? You can't see what the level's at, you know, but please, I'm going to finish it, though.
Second rule of the Cubby is whatever you bring, you got to finish. The third rule of the Cubby is to be yourself, because ain't nobody worried about you in the Cubby. You got to see me. This is not my home. I'm on the road. I'm doing my 9-to-5 job, and it allows me to be different places, but I'm still myself no matter where I go. So nobody's worried about you in the Cubby. Fourth rule of the Cubby is stay on your P's and Q's, because you never know what happens in the Cubby. You just never know. Things be happening. We don't know. Fifth rule of the Cubby is you only get 3 times in the Cubby. And once those 3 times is up, basically, you can't come back here no more. So we got to make sure that people take the value out of this conversation. So we're going to go ahead and introduce our special guest, the third member of our 7-part series on financial wealth and understanding how you can improve your financial situation now. But what are some things that his team and himself is doing? So I'm going to give the floor to my frat brother, an opportunity to introduce himself, tell the people who you are, something about yourself, and tell them how you are a resource to the community.
No doubt, man. Again, man, I appreciate you, bro, like letting me on this platform, man. It's an honor. I'm speaking on behalf of the entire PIPOLOGY community. You know, shout out Jay Hen and Bobby Will, the other 2 owners. A little bit about myself. I've been trading for about 12 years in the financial markets, foreign exchange to be exact. I dabble in crypto and also options as well. Be on the lookout for that. That's about to release very, very, very soon. I am a member of A5A. You know what I'm saying?
Who you with?
You know what I mean? 19, you know. And so I pledge that Beta Kappa, man, Langston University, the mother chapter. Anybody that know in Oklahoma City, man, we go hard. You know what I'm saying? Fall 04, 4:26 a.m. Solo survivor. I was the only one on my line. You know what I'm saying? So,
right,
you know.
Hold on. Don't give them all that so far, man. We still in the intro, bro. They don't even know what that means. We here for the money, bro. We here for the money.
That was a big part. Woo, it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot, you know?
You a lot. But don't let me cut you off, man. Let's go ahead. Tell the people, you know, what is PIPOLOGY? What is the foundation of that? And tell them what is the foundation of what got you from point A to point B.
So PIPOLOGY, man. So PIP, period, and performance, right? This is, PIPs are equated to dollars, right, in the foreign exchange market. And when we started PIPOLOGY, man, we seen a gap. Myself, I've been trading for a long time. And I noticed one thing, when I was on my journey, I was always trying to find somebody to show me how to do something. And they would always give me, let's say they'd give me three rules to follow. But in reality, in those rules, it really was 5. They gave me 3 to give me a little piece of the pie, to keep me coming back, keep me paying them. Those gurus is what they call. Tens of thousands of dollars spent, man, all for nothing, right? So I self-taught myself, you know, how to trade Forex. And I did that through babypips.com. Shout out Baby Pips. I did that through, you know, YouTube, people that I knew in the community, just like leeching off of people trying to learn, like hungry to learn. People weren't hearing me out. They weren't hearing me out. It took a long time for me to figure these strategies out, understand the market, understand how the foreign exchange moves and things like that, the basics. But what took me 9 years of failure, and the rest has been nothing but just pure gains, man. It's been a blessing. And when we built PIPOLOGY, it was built off of saying, hey, there's a gap right now. And that gap in the culture is nobody's teaching us. Nobody wants to show us how to actually get financial freedom or how to actually be consistently profitable in Forex. People thought it was a scam. All my friends around me didn't believe it. They were like, yo, and I tell people the story all the time, you know, this is like a little snippet of a story. 12 and a half years ago, I bought my first rental property in real estate. I do real estate as well. And my best friend looked at me and he told me, he said, dude, what are you doing on those charts? What are all those squiggly lines, right? And I was like, yo, this is called Forex. He was like, man, it's not like a scam, man. I was like, nah, bro, it's legit. Yeah. And like we were literally painting a house and I'm sitting there looking at my computer every couple minutes. He's like, bruh, focus. I'm like, bro, I'm in these trades.
Wait, hold on. Let's not skip past the painting the house part. What were y'all doing outside? Painting the house. I'm trying to visualize the house. Was it a 2-story house? Was it like one shack house? Was it Shaq's house?
Oh, bro, no, we talking like a little 800 square foot
house. All right, cool. So you was on the grind.
Yeah, it was on the grind, bro. It was my first rental property, you know, and it was exciting. You know, I'm grinding real hard trying to figure out like if this is gonna work. But I'm looking at Forex like, but yo, I just made 50 cents. My boy like 50 cents. I'm like, yeah. He was like, bro, that ain't no money. Yeah. I'm like, bro, but I know how I made it.
You understood the equation that allowed you to get the 50 cents. And I think that's a pivotal part. And I don't want to run past that. Knowing who you are, and I really want to get to your partners because I think that's a pivotal part in just the core of our conversation. And the overarching theme of our conversation this episode is called The Money Team. And what does it take in order for you to establish yourself in a financial space? It takes a team. It doesn't matter how many members is on the team, but it does matter for you to create a process. And I always call it the funnel. Everyone looks at me weird, like I'm putting up a gang sign, but it is very important for us to create a team surrounding us in order for us to move forward. So I'm going to ask you a quick question as the theme of our conversation. But before I do that, I want you to shout out your members one more time of your team. I know Bobby, I done seen him post too many stair pictures. I don't know why he always sitting on the third flight of steps to a building.
You're Kappa, bro. You know, you know, I talk to him all the time. I was like, bro, this is because you like skin and a Kappa? You ain't got it, you know?
Shout out to my man GP Music World, man. That's another influential part. And he's part of our team that's really involved with the PIPOLOGY. So I do want to shout him out, mentioning the Kappa Psi Phi individuals. But beyond that, I have to ask you this question, right? Because this is the Money Team episode. Everyone has an idea of what wealth is or how money can provide a wealthy lifestyle. But how, as a community, do we go about obtaining it and securing it for the future? What is actual money, and does it come with instructions? We were just speaking about that before, and how you're there painting the house and your man's, because in our community, there's always that one that says, man, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Come on, like, stay at the job that you in, man. This is the secure location. It's sometimes not even our friends. It's our family that puts us into that situation, but we'll get that to you a little later. But let us discuss the various aspects of building a legacy from the ground up or from whatever stage we're at. Can you, Loso 06, share with us what are the specific ways we go about living abundantly? So I really want to get your ideas on that, not only from the foundation of where you started to share with us, but what was your journey from painting the house, from your first rental property, making 50 cents, into where you're at today?
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. So that's a deep question, man. And I'm gonna hit it in multiple parts, if that's okay, man. So I'm gonna give you my journey and how it worked for me and how we built the community that we're on right now. My apologies, let me cut that off. And one thing I'll tell you this much, man, is when I got into entrepreneurship, right? Let's just ignite on the Forex. Let's just talk about entrepreneurship in general. We have been set in our heads that society has told us for many, many years that the rule is to get an education. Number one.
Factual statement.
Right? And then number two is to go to college. And then number three is to graduate college. Number four, get that job. And after that, number five, you retire at, 60, 61, whatever, and then travel the world. It didn't make sense to me though.
It's backwards.
It didn't make sense to me. And I was like, wait, why am I traveling at 67 years old? I'm in a walker. I probably can't even walk at that. Like, I want to be doing. I'm like, I don't want to be old trying to go to Cancun and try to go to all these dope spots, right? So it didn't really resonate with me. But I followed the rules of society that they put on me.
Of course.
So I went to school. I had a 2.0 GPA, man. I went to remedial classes. All of them were remedial. Every last one. I failed every entry-level exam.
Well, I will say it's better than a 1.9. Let's just put that out there.
Man, call it spade to spade, right? Hey,
better than a 1.9. We going facts.
But it grew something in my head to say, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna go to school because everybody else wants me to do it. So I went to school. I got 3 degrees, bro. I got an MBA and 2 bachelors. And I pledged alpha, did a lot of cool stuff. Got a good job at the government, making 6 figures, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
Yep.
And the thing was, though, I was still in this rat race of how long is it gonna take me to actually do the things I want to do, right? So my mind was always an exit strategy. How can I exit? And I ain't saying leave the job. I ain't saying jobs are bad at all, not at all, by all means at all. Like
security,
I love my country, right? And I'm in, I work with the military and a lot of stuff. That's a stream of income to me, right? But I'll say this: a lot of people in their jobs are fighting because they hate their jobs. They hate their passion. If your passion is a career, jump in it, right? But I will tell you this: you will never secure wealth without doing something that scares the living. Can I cuss? I apologize.
Listen, man, I don't know if I have to say the rules again. First rule of the Cubby is that's the honor rules of the Cubby. Second rule of the Cubby is whatever you bring, you got to finish. It sounds like you're really good at that part, brother. Sounds like you're really good at that part.
I'm gonna continue there. So, bro, it didn't make sense to me, and I'm gonna shout out Jay Hen because Jay Hen hates when I cuss. He's like, bro, stop cussing so much. I'm like, bro, I can't help it. Shit, it is. But anyway, when I got to that point of I'm fed up of allowing people to tell me how my life should go, and I started diving into things that I wanted to do. And the whole goal was not to just make a little bit of money on the side and build a hustle. The whole goal was strategically planned. The whole goal was like a chess move. So when I started in the financial markets, the whole goal was watching people like the Q Banks of the world, the Derricks of the world, the Tyler. These are people that I've been following on Instagram. They're making bukus in the Forex markets. Success leaves clues, right? So I'm looking at these people trying to figure out like, yo, can I be as consistent as them? Right? And
hold on, that one point right now, and I just wanted to step on this, and it's about the jewels that people leave through success.
Yep.
And the one that you really got on is that approach in order to take that step, in order to capture those jewels, in order to move forward. So what are some jewels that you saw that people already in the industry that you want? What are some specific things that you took away from that in order for you to move forward?
Most definitely. So I'm gonna piggyback on the 50 cent. When I made 50 cent, it was based off of me trading a micro lot, 0.01, right? And I seen that same 50 cent. I knew if I had the capital, I can raise that micro lot to a standard eventually, right? Where that 10 cent per pip turns into $100 per pip. You know what I mean? Like it was $1 per pip, right? I was taking standards. I'm like, I'm gonna get to that level, to the point where I can make my daily income within 1 or 2 trades, right? Where I'm working 8 to 17 hours a day, I'm only working what? Maybe an hour a day, right? And so the clues that were left was seeing people that were already doing it. I thought it was fake. I was like, man, there's no way this dude is doing this much money. It's no way, right?
Making money is false, bro, to the standard person.
Yeah.
Over 2 hours worth of work.
Yeah, cats don't believe it. And so I had to prove it to myself before I shared it with the world. Because my goal was not to change myself. My goal was to create other people in the same form. My goal was to share and inspire at least one a day and get them to the next level of the income they needed to be at. Because I knew if I can create millionaires, I would become a billionaire by default, right? I'm still on that journey. But I will tell you this, that same 50 cent turned into a real estate portfolio of 30 plus rental properties. That same 50 cent has bought me so much land for me to build homes on. So I'm a developer now. That same 50 cent has been reinvested into a business called Just Good Coffee. I'm my own coffee company along with my other partner. I'm the CFO of it. That same 50 cent turned into investments for me to open up 4 more LLCs that are still self-sustaining to this day off of that 50 cent. So when I say success leaves clues, if somebody else can do it, why can't we do it?
Oh, wow, man. I listen, I said this when I started driving around 15 years old. I said, hey, man, there's 1,000 cars on the road and you're scared to drive. They already put in the energy and the time to drive. That means someone else has done it. So why be fearful if so many people are successful at it? The only thing that I see in our community is that the security blanket that has been afforded to us for a long period of time is so suffocating that we are not willing to take the steps to move forward. Somebody take me off of my soapbox. Somebody. It's about fear, man. It's about the security. So that kind of leads me into my next question for you, especially with where you've been and that challenges that you came up with, because the passion in it. How important is passion in entrepreneurship?
Man, it's everything, bro. If you don't have a purpose, and I had a speech, man. I'm not a motivational speaker, bro.
Well, I'm motivated.
Hey, I appreciate it. My wife told me, man, like literally about a year back. You know, this is we've been married about a year and a few months, and I've known this young lady, man, for a long time. She's my best friend. Gotcha. And she always told me, she's like, yo, you're gonna be a motivational speaker one day. You're gonna be a motivational speaker one day. You inspire too many people around you. You need to be on stage. I had the opportunity to be on stage in front of like nothing but a huge film set and everything in Nashville. They flew me out, and I spoke to like, man, thousands of Forex students virtually. You know, it's during COVID, and I'm sitting there talking, and I'm looking at the counter of people that are watching me, and I'm looking at the group chat, and I'm over here like, I'm not even nervous, but I'm just in my zone. So I'm talking about my passion. It's the difference when you don't have nothing behind your eyes. Right? You have no drive behind anything that you're putting out there, you won't be able to articulate anything. I don't write speeches, man. I talk off the cuff. First thing I ask you is, yo, is this scripted? I need to be answering questions? Bro, I'm a fluent person. I don't like to, I hate
Not here, bro. Not here, bro. Listen, man, I'm in a hotel room talking to you in Florida because my man got a wedding in the next couple of days. I was going to make this happen because anything happens. Listen, wherever I go, the studio go. You want to know why? Because it's my passion. It's something that I know how to do. I know how to secure conversation in order for us to get a particular outcome. That's my thing. I can do that all day, every day. And I'm sitting here chilling. I got my Aquafina. I got a couple curly fries. We could do this all day, but the passion within it, that's why I'm asking you about the passion, because the passion, what is the fuel to the car? Would you agree or would you disagree?
100. My shirt says trade, win, grow, right? That is the Pipology model. And what I mean by that is we're going to trade together. I'm going to show you exactly what I figured out over the last 12, 13 years, including Jay Hen and Bobby, right? And then on top of that, I'm going to celebrate every single time you win in my community. I have a culture that I've built where we celebrate each other every single damn day because we don't get it enough on the outside. And the last thing I'm gonna do is help you grow your damn account because the goal is consistency. The goal is, can you depend on this income? Can you reinvest this income? And can it become a stream of income? Those are the three pillars in my head. And when I figured that out, I was able to share it confidently and have passion behind it because I've already figured it out. Do I have the cheat code? No, but I will tell you that I have an 83% up win rate. And I will tell you that I have made over 6 figures trading Forex. And I will tell you that I'm not going to stop until I inspire millions, man. And after that, I don't have a temperature gauge. So I'm going to keep going up until I get to trillions. And after that, I'm going to keep going because the goal is to break generational curses in people's lives, man. Look at this pandemic we're going through. Nobody, I mean, think about that. People losing jobs, people getting furloughed, people trying to figure out how they're going to pay their rent, and they're sitting at home not doing anything. Guess what? We launched Pipology a year ago, a month before COVID hit. We 10x our community. We 10x our community. With the community, literally, our company, man, is worth millions now. It's worth millions now. And over literally less than a year. Because so that's the purpose and drive.
So that begs the question, because at any single time when people hear numbers, they get a little skeptical, wrong or right?
Man, big facts.
Big facts. Anytime we hear numbers, we get skeptical. And my question is, how does our belief in money affect our decision making? The reason why I ask that question now is because the belief in money will allow us to make decisions that go against how we make money. So if we put it on this pedestal, it's just like, and I'm gonna keep it honest. I'm gonna keep it 100. This is the Cubby. Sometimes we put women on a pedestal, and it doesn't allow us to get to the woman because we don't put her on this unexpected journey of success. So how would you recommend people thinking about money in order for them to take chances, like in Pipology, like in whatever they want to do? What's the mindset like moving forward?
No doubt, man. And that's the gap that people didn't catch with our community until they get inside of it. Numbers do not lie. Men lie, women lie, right? All day. Numbers do not lie. So inside my culture, right, I charge people to join my free group chat. Go look around. I got cats that's been in there for 6-8 months, and they literally just signed up with me because they like, yo, all right, all these other cats is making bread. I guess it is real, right? And so I charge people, yo, go look at my media file. Tell every follower you got, everybody in the community that's chiming in to your movement, bro. I do not have to hide behind anything because I have proof to back up what we're doing, right? And confidence, bro. You can go on my channel, Jay Hen's channel, Bobby's channel on YouTube, and you'll see, man, we don't hide it at all. We want people to see it. We want people to get it. And all we can do is give them the tools to take the first step. I can't drag you to it, but I can show you what I'm doing that's working for me and literally, man, thousands and thousands of others.
So how do you combat that fear aspect of it? And you just said a little bit of it, right? Even when they're already in the program, once again, I want to shout out Pipology and his team members in order for them to get their recognition that's due, because they're doing a lot for the community. And I really want to establish something so that when we do these sort of interviews, people know where to find you, things that they can take away from it. But what are the fear sort of conversations that you're having in order to reduce the learning curve in order for them to move? Because there's always a learning curve, wrong or right. There's a learning curve to get into anything. A lot of people fear the learning curve because they fear to be wrong. With money, in my opinion, fear is a healthy subset, right? So is it better to have a healthy amount of fear in your choices in stepping out in these new endeavors? If so, how do we hold ourselves accountable moving forward? Like what controls are we putting in place for us not to say we're not spending our kids' lunch money or the engagement ring on an opportunity that's either going to leave us in the hole or not?
Man, I'm glad you asked that question, man. That dives deep. into the very, very important rules of my community. And that's the same model that I speak out a few minutes ago, trade, win, grow. My goal is not to throw you inside a community and then to say, okay, go figure out the product. No, man, I'm gonna tell you what we do. Every single day, well, actually 4 days a week, we have live trading calls. I'm gonna lock arms with you. You feel me? We're gonna lock up, and I'm gonna show you how to trade exactly like I do, right? I have hired, literally, I got 17 people that work for me inside my community. 17. All 17 of them have been screened. All 17 of them have been interviewed behind myself, Bobby, and Jay as traders that have successfully produced consistent cash flow in the community. There's no way that I can go by myself. Me and Jay and Bobby, we can't go by ourselves. We're getting it moved up too big. So we have to be able to put people in position and train them where they're winning consistently to be able to help the community when we are doing what? Trying to grow it even more, trying to bless even more. So once they get into our community, there's no such thing as being left behind. We have a 24-hour software support chat, 24/7, right? I have live Zoom calls 4 days a week. I have tutorials. Every strategy that I have on the product that we use the most, which is called AIRO, Bounce, AIRO, Go, are the rules. I got a 10-year-old doing this, a 17-year-old doing this.
Wait, hold on, 10 years old, wait a minute.
10 years old, bro.
10 years old, what, 5th grade, 6th grade?
No cap, bro.
5th grade, 6th grade?
It's on my Facebook. Bro,
5th grade, 6th grade to making money?
Bro, catching pips. Catching pips, bro.
So I want to kind of discourage people, not discourage people. I want to enlighten people from the discouragement of pips, right? Can you explain to the audience here at the Cubby, and as you guys know, we try to bring a lot of different resources to you, and this is a way, if it is of interest to you, in order for you to move forward. The man just mentioned a 10-year-old is doing it. So I'm not smarter than a 5th grader, facts. I've made a little bit more money than a 5th grader, facts. Probably not this 5th grader, to be honest. But can you undoubtedly say and kind of put us in perspective on what are the tools as mentioned? Like, what are some things that we can say to put in the efforts in order for us to understand what PIPOLOGY is? Because I'm gonna be honest, like, your grandmother wasn't doing it. She was putting money in her Folgers cup in order for her to save and not invest. So the core thing in this is, how are we investing in PIPOLOGY in order to make a profit?
Most definitely, man, most definitely. So a PIP is the equation for percentage and point, right? And percentage to point is like the equation of a dollar, right? So if I come to you with a dollar, right, and then I go to, let's just say Mexico for the peso, right? The exchange rate is going to be a little different. It's going to be higher or lower, right? It's going to be lower in this instance right now, right? Now, that PIP equation is equivalent to USD equation for us, okay? So when I secure a PIP, and we call it like PIP and dip, right? We go for 10, 15 pips, PIP and dip, we in and we out. 10 pips a day can literally turn you into a 6-figure earner in literally 6 months. Now, how do I know this? How can I be so confident to say that? Because we've done it and we've taught people how to do it, right? I can count how many people that I've taught how to do it that's been with my community since we started, right? Because we held their hand. Now, one thing about holding the hand, and it's another thing about seeing somebody that doesn't have any purpose or drive, they just want to hand it to them. You show me that you in with me, you got some skin in with me, I'm gonna make sure you get to the finish line. Everybody knows I'm the humblest person there is. Me, Bobby, and Jay, there's no such thing of us acting Hollywood.
Wait, hold on, wait. Bobby's on the stairs, man. Okay, hold on, be honest. Stop it, bro. Stop. I had to stop you there, bro. I done seen Bobby on about the Great Wall of China now at this point, bro. What are we talking about?
Hey, Bobby be on another level, man. He be on another level, man. That's my guy, man. I'll tell you this. He's humble, man. Don't let the pictures fool you. Bobby will get his camera out, bro. He'll be like, yo, check me out. You know, that's just Bobby, though, man. You know, we love Bobby B, man.
Bobby Valentino. Don't get me started, bro. I don't want to get started. Don't get me started. But okay, the humbleness in creating an environment and the community and the culture in order for you guys to move forward. And I think announcing what PIPOLOGY is and what a PIP is going to allow a lot more people to feel comfortable in order to take that step. And I think we really address that in terms of what your community is doing. I have one more question for you, and I lied. I got about 17, but I got this question for you. Is it better to work alone in this journey of growing yourself and or a team? Or is it better, and this is what we came into to begin with, is it better to solidify yourself with a team? Because a lot of people, going back to the original question, what is wealth? And how are we living abundantly? And a lot of people like to do it by themselves. And what I'm hearing based on our conversation is that you created a team, but was there ever a point for you specifically where you had to walk that long journey by yourself in order to make it to the point where you're at today?
No doubt. So I'm gonna speak in perspective of my experiences, right? My experience has been, man, it's been a rocky road. You know, I come from a very, 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 bad area in Oklahoma City. You know, I've been through a lot of crazy things. The journey I walked was alone, and it took me 13 years, right? I'll take that back. It took me 9 years to really figure out Forex. Blow account, learn a lesson, right? There's no such thing as failure unless you stop. So I went ahead and said, you know what? I think I got this. And then when I went live, man, I've been profitable for the last 4.5, 5 years, right? And it's been a great, great thing. Now, the thing was, when we built the community, the gap that we found was people were having the same experience as I was having. They were going at it alone. They were going at it with no help. They were trying to go to these gurus to get all this amazing top help from these people that are billionaires, blah, blah, blah. And then they only spend thousands of dollars to get nothing, to get a product and get no support, right? What we did was merge that gap. I would tell people every single day, it's better to go with others. It's better. The reason why, you're gonna cut your learning curve down. What took me, Bobby, and Jay a long time to figure out, we've cut that learning curve down to weeks and months. I had a guy that joined our community literally about a couple weeks ago. And this young man, literally the first day after getting out of his train that took him 48 hours to get out of, he went live. He is now catching 10, 20, 30, 40 pips a day, every day, based off of our strategies. What took me 9 years took him a few weeks.
Teamwork make the dream work. Let's just put it out there, put facts on it.
Why not? Why go alone? I go on vacation with my peoples, man. I want to meet new people. I want to bless somebody daily and say, we do a lot of things like Cash App giveaways. We give away money, right? We give away tons of money. We wrote off this year, man. I do all the taxes for the business, man. We wrote off, man, I ain't even gonna tell Bobby and Jay. We wrote off a whole lot because we gave out so much money. Literally about maybe 3 weeks ago, we gave out over like $5 grand on a call, on a Zoom call. And it wasn't for us to write it off. It was because we're God-fearing man, number one. He is the first in my life.
Put him first.
Every day, man, I'm a cousin Christian. I'm always learning. I'm always trying to be better, right? But I'm a real person. Mm-hmm. There ain't no fakeness here. I'm not gonna come out and act like I'm the best life and this and that. No, man. I'm right now in the home. I'm in the flip house right now. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I do real estate. Mm-hmm. I don't act like I got it all, bro. I'm trying to get to the next level. We all are. So why not take some people with us and cut their learning curves down? Where I can look up and I can go make a couple grand in a day now, and I can show somebody else how to do that. The Forex market is, man, we're talking trillions a day. Ain't no competition in this.
Everybody eats.
Everybody eats, B. You know the movie.
Everybody eats. Everybody eats. You either get down or lay down.
You feel me?
That's my thing, and I really want to make this point. I think this is a marvelous point. A lot of people, when they see that some people do well off, or they are providing some sort of guideline or process in order for another person to follow, they think that other person did not live the life that they're in right now.
Facts.
And more likely than not, that person that is on that level that you're trying to obtain already either went through the struggles that you're doing it, but they're attempting to make your struggles seem less heavy. And they look at you as, oh, no, you already got it. That's why I never say, never judge another man or woman, granted, but never judge them, because they took the time and the energy to rely on the tools that they've gained in order to help support you. They're looking back for you. A lot of people, they just look forward. And I think that's a big thing within our community, within itself. I've met a lot of people that just don't want to be there alone. You know how many times I've been in certain spaces where I was the only one? Don't nobody want that. I don't want to be there. First of all, I don't like deviled eggs. I don't like that shit. What are we talking about? And why are we putting mustard on it? What happened to salt and pepper? So those are the questions, and those are the ideals that I really want to stress. Is only because people look when you have something that they question the road in which you got. And now 9 out of 10 times, that person that you're looking at had a harder road and is looking back in order to help out. So I really want to make that point. I think this is a perfect time, man, to go into a segment that we do on the Cubby, and it's called Facts. So
let me back on that real quick.
Go ahead. Please do.
Because that man, you just hit on something that is a nerve for me, and this is something in our culture and in our world. And I'm not talking this African American. I'm talking every ethnicity.
Yep.
We have to stop counting pockets based off of materialistic gains. And what I mean by that is, don't value my worth by the kind of car I drive, by the kind of house I live in, and by the kind of jewelry I have on. Value me off of what's up here in my brain. Value me on how many people I'm trying to inspire and how many lives I'm trying to impact for the better. We cannot keep going down the same road of investing in liabilities, right, without having the asset to pay for it first, right? Shout out Earn Your Leisure, those cats, man. I follow those cats. They always talk about assets over liabilities, man. I live by that rule.
Shout them out again. Let's get that clear. Shout them out one more time.
Okay. Yo, shout out Earn Your Leisure, man. You know, I guess you know what I'm talking about there.
Yeah, man. Ain't no game. What you think is a game here on the Cubby? Ain't no games, man. They are some well-versed, and we're talking about resources, and we talked about teamwork. If you listen to their story, and my goal is to try to see how far the Cubby can go in order for us to have a conversation with them. We take a lot of tools and tips from the people that came before us. This is just us as a collective going out to our small niche group to say, hey, we feel like you're important. But it's all mutual. For me to have this platform now to come up from where we're at to say, okay, guys, we can get together, we can, bullshit, and we can talk, and we could do all this. But how are we allowing people to understand what it takes to get from point A to point B? Because I promise you, the road traveled to be here today is not an easy road.
No.
But how can we make it a little easier? And that's why this episode is called The Money Team, because the money team is just not your selected few people. The money team is the village that you put yourself in order for you to get from point A to point B. Somebody put facts on that, man. That was amazing fucking story, bro. Like, and that's the point. You got to give back. And you got to give back. And for your apology, that's amazing.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. You got to pay it forward at all times. I know my God is going to get me to the level I want to be at. I don't even have to worry about that because I'm blessing other people to get to the level they want to be at. It's going to happen by default, man. Energy feeds energy. I speak that every day in my community. If you bring me positive energy, I'm going to give you a positive return. You bring me negative energy, I'm probably going to shut down. You feel me? So I want to always be moving in the way of forward with giving somebody the tool to get to the next step of their life. Point blank.
No, that's an amazing point. And, I think we're on the same train here. No pun intended. But going towards the facts part, because as here at the Cubby, we always have 3 sections, man. We have the overarching theme, and that's the let's talk about it. And then we have the facts section. So trying to come up with the facts section, I think you just made an important part, and you just said something that I really want to harp on. But it has to do with the support system around you. Your support system is the only thing you need to rely on. Fact.
All facts, bro. All facts.
Only thing you need to rely on, because it's going to get heavy.
Yep. It's
going to get too heavy for you.
Yep.
So you need to share the burden in order to move forward. And that's a fact statement in order for the people that's listening, not only with your niche market or your growth in your community, but the niche market that follows the Cubby. Everyone likes to go outside of the team to be a leader. But you know what leadership is? You got to learn how to follow, 1. 2, you have to be able to take on the liability and the burden if things go wrong. 3, you got to learn how to disperse the grace. And this is what we was talking about before. You got to learn how to give to the people. You got to be able to feed. Don't nobody want a king that take it all to himself. That's what Joffrey was. And the man just wanted to hurt people. He wasn't a good king. A king is the person who sits back, make decisions, let my people eat, let my people go. I think that's what Moses said, right? Moses? Yeah, that was Moses. I think that's in the Old Testament.
Yeah, there you go.
Jesus was in the New Testament. I know what I'm talking about.
There you go. There you go.
But that's a fact, right? Another fact that I did want to mention is broke people can make rich people through the elimination of struggle.
Man,
I want to get your opinion on that. Once again, broke people can make rich people through the elimination of struggle.
Man, bro, I'm gonna hit you with something then. So you got to look at the definitions, right? How did they come up with middle class? How did they come up with elite? How did they come up with poverty? The reason they came up with it is because they can strategically place us in those areas by default. And when you're placed in those areas by default, you have to figure out a way to climb out of those areas. So I ask myself all the time, like, why did we end up in the hood when I grew up? How did we get there in the first place? I don't know. But I will tell you that it was by strategic design. I will tell you that I wasn't trying to stay there, right? I still got fellas that are still living that lifestyle, right? Because they have been built to stay in that environment.
Mindset.
If you break away from that environment, mindset, exactly, you will always reside in that environment. So how do I go and pull my people out of those environments and put them in one where they can thrive at? You got to take the fear out of the journey. Rely back on your point, fear. People are scared of success because they have not experienced it yet. Not one level of it. Their success is the fact that they got a job and they got a roof over their head. But if you look to the right of you and get to the middle class, you start seeing that their level of success is having a 6-figure salary. Then you move up to the elite class, and that's the 1% class. Their level of success is boats, Mexico, islands, private this, private that, foreigns, private this. That's the level that we have never grasped. And the ones that have grasped it has been based off of what? Being an NBA basketball player, an NFL player, a rapper. That's great. I got a lot of friends in the industry. But what happens when you have a black man that understands the foreign exchange market? What happens when you have a black man that understands real estate investing and options and how to reinvest his money and how to flip it and compound it based off of time? What happens when a black man can take his money, put it in the foreign exchange and turn 40, 50, 60% a month on autopilot based off of what I built? They don't believe it. They think it's a fake. They don't understand it.
I'll tell you what happens. Insecurity.
Bro, you know what it is, man.
Listen, man.
You know this?
First of all, this is the Cubby, man. And within the Cubby, man, we speak the truth. Because the first rule of the Cubby is out, no rules to the Cubby. Second rule is whatever you bring, you got to finish. Third rule is be yourself. And this is who we are. So if more people do come inside the Cubby, they're able to get these jewels, these 7 illustrious jewels, in order for them to move forward. And that's why the Cubby was made. So we ask these questions and we do the fact section in order to get to the passion of it. Sometimes we got to get to the root of it. Sometimes we got to get to the earn your leisure part of it for them to understand. Yeah, you see what I did? You see that?
Yeah, I feel that.
You got to turn that all around. You see how I did that? But sometimes we got to get in their face to say, hey, man, this isn't what it is. And that is the focus point of our 7-part series. And we're grateful for people like yourself, you, Bobby, and your other partner there. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name. Allowing yourselves to come onto a platform to hear your voices and be able to collaborate on different platforms in order for you to reach a larger market. I say people all the time, man, podcasts is the new radio.
Man.
You're going to put yourself in position where people could do wherever they want to go. And people could listen wherever they are. That means they can go wherever they need to go and still hear the message. I could reach 40 more people just by talking, articulating, and by being concise and direct than anybody. So these moments for me and for the Cubby is exponential. It takes us from point A to point B to have your team on here now and to speak about the importance of team, to speak about the importance of eliminating fear, to speak about the importance of how we took 50 cents off of a profit, off a Forex market that a lot of people say, that's not real. Well, I'm showing you it's real. We're showing you what you can do instead of going to sleep at 9 p.m., waking up at 7 a.m., going to work at 9 a.m. to come home to feed somebody and continuing that cycle of trained circus activity. Somebody put facts on that. I don't know who's going to do it. Somebody should. But that's the point that I really want to rely on, man. Like in this fact checking, I really want to ask you, and this is another fact that I have based on our conversation that we had, not to cut you off. I really want to get your points out and allow people one more time. Please visit PIPOLOGY. Is that the name of the team there? And tell them the members of the team and how they can get access to your community before I even go on. I want to make sure that's a point.
No doubt. So PIPOLOGY is the name of our company. You can follow me at Loso06. That's the entry point. I take care of a lot of the onboarding of all the students. I'm the guy that's behind all the marketing. I'm the guy that's behind all the accounting, the business side. Jay Hen and Bobby are the technical analysis experts. Jay Hen is really big on scalping and things like that. I will drop a link to you as far as our website, pipology.net. We'll get you that information as well, all that information. And like I said, man, the whole purpose of our community is to show people how to make money in the foreign exchange, right? And that's just not the foreign exchange. We're talking other markets on the way. You know, we want to give people, look at it like a press kit in marketing. Look at it like a starter kit when you're about to start a business or whatever it may be. You need an LLC, you need this, you need that, right? Look at it like that. We're gonna give you everything you need to reduce your learning curve, because we know people have a low attention span. Let's be real, right? We're gonna make it so simplistic, bro. One of our strategies is bounce, arrow, go, my guy. Bounce, arrow, go, meaning that 3 rules. You see the bounce off of support or resistance. You see the arrow in the up or down direction, and then you go based off of the money zone time frame, 12 to 12. You can do that live with us. There's no excuse to not make money with PIPOLOGY when we're literally doing it with you on our live accounts on a live Zoom call at a midnight to 3, 4 in the morning, 4 or 5 days a week, man. Don't tell me we ain't working, man.
Now, is this at PIPOLOGY on Instagram or on Facebook?
So we don't have Instagram, and we did that on purpose.
Okay.
We and again, no disrespect against anybody else. We did not want to be hidden behind a brand. We wanted to wear our brand on our back and on our front, so you know who you rocking with, number 1. And then number 2, you can come to me any time. Hey, Los, man, you did me dirty. I guarantee you I didn't. I guarantee you didn't try hard enough. Because if I'm still doing it and I'm still making money, where's the gap? Let me help you fix that gap. Because my goal is to help you fix that gap. Everybody in our community already know. They can say, man, Los will talk to me. He always gives me this and gives me that. I never ignore a message. I have 2 personal assistants that help me track all of them. Just messages alone.
Wait, hold on. You said 2?
Man, I got 2. It's crazy.
As in 2?
Man, 2.
As in splitting the work.
Splitting the work, my guy.
That much work?
Bro, Jay Hen got triple the work.
Hold on. How much Bobby got?
Man, Bobby got the same as me. He got the same as me. Yeah. But see, Jay Hen's a whole other monster. This man, he do credit repair. He do the whole 9.
Oh, so he's the
shot. Yeah. He do credit repair. He do Forex. He do all kind of stuff, man. But like we all have multiple streams of income.
Gotcha.
And the reason we do that, man, is because you got to diversify anything you're doing. You know, you don't want to stick to one strategy in Forex, right? Which I trade. I got 7 accounts that I manage. You know what I mean? And I got multiple EAs running, which are expert advisors. These are expert advisors that basically meaning it's automated. Put it like that. I ain't gonna say a robot because my expert advisor is about 90% automated. You still got to click a yes or no to accept the trade type thing.
Well, you
right?
put controls in place.
Yeah, you put controls in place. Yeah, there you go. And the goal is, man, to if you got a bot doing your job for you, right? Because you don't want to figure it out, that's considered a passive income stream, right? So if I have a bot, an EA, expert advisor trading for me, I got to look at my charts. That's why you see all my charts up here. Because I'm trading right now. Right now, I'm not manually trading. I'm watching my expert advisor trade for me, right? And then you have a passive stream, you can turn around and have an active stream. My active stream is AIRO. That's my manual trading system. So I trade with AIRO. The guy that created AIRO, he's a part of PIPOLOGY as well. He's not a founding member, but he's just as well one of the equal partners as well. His name is Nathan Williams. Shout out Nathan Williams. We call him Get the Bag. He a Figma. He messed up too, but it's cool. You know what I mean? That's my guy, though.
Hey man, everybody can't walk the path, brother.
Yeah, you know what, man.
Hey man, I don't want to. Hey man, we got some Sigma listeners. To all the Sigma listeners out there, I'm fuck with you. You know what I mean? I can't exclude nobody. IOTAs, but what I'm saying is I don't exclude nobody. Everybody cool with me.
There you go.
But yes, yeah. So back to him in terms of being a part of that team, and everything comes back to the team. I'm always going to bring it back to the team. A lot of people have to understand the self grind is a grind, but for order for you to get to where you want to be, Loso said it, you got a team. He not even had his core team. He expanded his team for someone to have their subject matter expertise help him get to. Yeah, man, I do this. It ain't.
The sneeze, baby, the sneeze. Baby, you go.
But that's the point, and that's why it's called the money team, because the resources in which you need to employ helps you. Let other people help you become who you need to be.
Facts. Big facts, bro.
Facts on that?
Man, bro, I love it, man. You speaking my language, bro. I tell people all day, every day, man, like Jay Hen, I give a big shout out to him for me and Bobby. When we all met up a year ago, we were at this spot called Nick's, a little burger joint, had a little basement. We were trying to hide out. We didn't want anybody to see what we was doing. We just knew that something was about to be birthed. Yeah. Jay Hen had like 12,000 subscribers on YouTube. It was blowing up. We was like, yo, I got like 1,000 on Instagram. I'm like, man, I'm doing good. I got 1,000, right? He doing 12,000 on YouTube. He's like, man, you a celebrity. He like, you have a long way to go. This one guy got like 100-something thousand. We like, we're gonna break that. This weight, right? It started there, and then we did one video about what we're gonna do. They seen 3 gentlemen talking about financial freedom. His YouTube from there, bro. And again, I don't know what happened. We launched PIPOLOGY. PIPOLOGY went to 20,000 subscribers in less than a year. Jay Hen started doing video after video every single week. Dude, sitting at 180,000 subs, 177, I think to be exact. Crazy, right? He can't go nowhere with us without people saying, yo, you that guy from YouTube.
Yo, you always got one in the team, bro. You always got one in the team that you can't take nowhere. Come on, bro. I just want a burger, bro. Like,
chill. You know, celebrity. You know, you should go buying cars. I'm like, dang, stop buying cars, bro. But it's a beautiful thing, man. I've seen, it's crazy. I see my friends leveling up in life, bro.
You always got one in the team, bro. You always got the Rico. Yo, bro, what you doing, man?
Right. We always mess with Jay Hen, man. But he posts everything because he shares with people what's possible. This man just came back from a private island, bro. A private island. Nobody, literally. I'm like, bro, how do you even figure it out? It's like, I don't know. When you have that certain type of income stream, bro, you can do things where when they look at you, I guarantee you, when he got to that island, they probably were like, what's this dude?
Who's this dude? But that's where you want to be.
You want to be. Because you shouldn't be afraid to live an abundant life. You shouldn't be afraid to live like you're a king or a queen. You shouldn't be afraid to do that. And the fact that society told us we shouldn't take money, we shouldn't put it at the forefront, is the reason why a lot of people are doing what? Doing the same routine over and over again. God didn't tell you not to get money. He told you not to worship money.
Somebody put facts in that? Where my production team at? We can't put facts on that. I told you not to get money. He told you to get money. He said don't worship money, and I could go deeper with that. That's why tithes is so important. Come on, bro. Don't let me do it. The reason he has percentages because he wants us to know. Somebody tell me to stop. He wants us to know that is not for you. The process is for you. And we can get back to the beginning of the conversation. Can you share with us what are the specific ways we go about living abundantly? We said key things. 1, don't live for yourself. Make sure that you look back in order to move forward. 2, we said get a team. Make sure your team is there in order to put it in place. 3, we said do not worship money because it's not about where the destination is. It's about, because I'm gonna be honest with you, 90% of our listeners right now is going to listen to your story and say, man, he got it, bro. I did not get anything from that point of view. I got, I'm trying to get to another level. Because there's always another level. All ceilings aren't hard. They're all glass ceiling, but you have to see it in order to do it. And I want to congratulate you and your team in order to be in the forefront and the rabbits in this situation, in order for us to follow, in order for us to say, all right, the first 2 weeks, I'm not making no money. 2 weeks. My man been in this for 9 years.
You feel me?
9 years. It's a journey. It's the same thing in the comedy game, right? Yeah. You get on stage and they think they're supposed to blow. There's some comedians that have been doing this for like 15, 20 years. And they ain't blow yet, but they don't count that. They count what the feeling is to be up on stage and get that gratification in order for them to go up on stage again, in order for them to get up on stage again. If we chasing dollar amounts, or if we chasing any sort of gratification up front, immediate gratification is a falsehood. Somebody stop me. I don't want to talk no more.
There's no process, man. There's no purpose behind it. There's no journey behind that. I'm gonna throw an analogy out there in the Forex market. You have a thing called a support and a resistance.
Okay.
Right? Your support is gonna be your foundation, right? So if you're in a sell position and you don't bust through that support, that means that you're gonna probably end up saying, you know what, dang man, it reversed on me and went up in a buy. I've lost money. So you go up and you look at the ceiling, which is the untested resistance, meaning that this ceiling, you're trying to bust through it, right? In order to make profit, because you feel like you should go up. So I'm gonna use that analogy in this next statement. I always say to people, I have no temperature gauge. So once I get to one level of support, I create another one, which means I'm creating another goal and another level of life. If you continue to challenge yourself, you'll never get comfortable where you are, and you will create supernatural situations in your life. Shout out my guy Dante, he's a forex trader that I rock with. He said that at an event. He was like, man, I want to see supernatural things happen. And I've adopted that word because it's very powerful. People don't understand something until it's done, right? You've heard the analogy, like, okay, somebody said it was a miracle that was made. Well, what happens when that miracle becomes common? It's not a miracle anymore.
Nope. It's a normality.
If I was able to say, yo, I'm about to cut on your air conditioner from right here, and I did it, and you'd be like, bro, what kind of devil magician you doing? Right? If somebody else does it, it's not a level of, yo, that can't happen. No, I just proved that it can.
That's the same thing with Russell Westbrook, man. That's what happened with Russell Westbrook. The man made triple doubles comment, and everybody started doing triple doubles.
You can tell me that, bro. That's supernatural. Shout out Russell. Shout out my guy Ray. I rock with those guys. They were in Oklahoma City, man. I used to throw parties for them.
Bro, as soon as he started making triple doubles normal, it was a wrap. That means I can control the whole game? Yeah, bro, you can control the whole game. Rebounds, points, and assists, 42 in a season? Yeah, you can do that.
You can.
Now, somebody get a triple-double, now it's just like, oh, well, they had a good game. And it's so hard to get a triple-double. People just don't be, it's very hard to get a triple-double.
You know, and that's the thing, bro. We got to make being wealthy normal.
Factual statement. Factual statement. Well, I'm gonna transition into another segment. As you know, what we always do the 3 segments. We always got to leave the people off on something positive and give them what they need to know. We always do a love is love statement. before we do that love is love statement, I really just want to go ahead and put a little advertisement out here because we got to pay the bills too. You know what I mean? We got to pay the bills a little bit. So this episode is brought to you by Alki Consulting Group. It is a management consulting agency. Our consultants advise startups and adolescent stage organizations in business strategies, innovation, business development, risk management, and more. By defining the present and securing the future, the Alki Consulting Group represents a clear mission to revolutionize and personalize the management consulting business for the digital age, ensuring consistency, accountability, and strategic alignment are attainable and affordable. I think I need to get on Audible or something because there's something that I need to do it. From the seed idea to the final product, ACG uniquely focuses on operational advancement through process design and procedure documentation. Contact one of our professionals today for a free consultation. We got to pay bills, bro. Bills, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know what it is to put in the work in order for you to be where you at.
No doubt.
You got to put in the work. So I really want to make sure you got your team. We already talked about Pipology and what it does for the people, the specific values, because we teaching life values off Pipology. If you ask me, we spoke a lot about manifesting. We spoke a lot about making miracles happen. We talked a lot about just gauging our life in the present and see where it could go in the future. But leave the people off with something in this segment that we call Love is Love. So give a statement to the people, allow them to make their own judgments from it, but it's something for them to walk away with from our conversation today, that it's a seed planted in their mind, a Leonardo DiCaprio movie, if you're following. It's called Inception, for those that don't.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, sir.
It's called Inception. The man didn't win an Oscar, but you know what I'm talking about. So go ahead and give that Love is Love statement so that they can walk away with something positive.
Man, I'm going to say this, man. Do not allow society to tell you what your limits are. And the reason I say that, to add a little bit more depth to it, is because I've been told, actually, I'm going to tell you exactly what I've been told. I walked across the high school stage, and when I was in high school, my principal called me a drug dealer. He told me that.
Were you dealing drugs?
Nope.
All right, cool. I don't want that sort of energy.
Nah. I've always been somebody that always wanted to work because I didn't have money to eat. My family came from the gutter, you know, and my mother was she was my mother and my father. My pops had a stint in the military, you know, Vietnam vet, all that good stuff, you know, got into a little trouble, rest in peace, Pops, but he taught me a whole lot of stuff. But I got put in a situation where people put limits on me because they didn't understand that I had a job at 14 years old. They didn't understand how I was working illegally and making money, digging up dirt mounds at a ballpark, right? And I was using that money to feed myself and to buy myself clothes. And I had stuff that people didn't understand. So when I walked across that stage, that principal told me I wasn't gonna amount to shit in life. Excuse my French. And when he told me that, it put a fuel under my butt, man. It put a fire there. And it was like, you know what? I'm gonna prove to him. He was my first motivator. And I always refer back to him. Now, I make like 16 times his salary. And I mean that. No,
I'm glad that you know the exact amount. I'm just gonna put that out there.
I did the math on it, bro. I did the math on purpose because supernatural things happened in my life, and he will never understand it. I won't ever say his name, but the cats in Oklahoma know because they were right behind me when I got my deployment. They seen the tears in my eyes. They knew it wasn't tears of joy. They knew it was tears of being defeated. It was tears of somebody telling me I was gonna be a failure. Mm-hmm. That's what it was. So I want to leave your community and the people that see this, man, and hear this, man. Do not ever let anybody set their limits on you. You are supernatural. You can be anything you want to be. That's very redundant because everybody says it, but I promise you, from somebody that came from a spot that I came from, I wasn't supposed to be here. Yep. I wasn't supposed to be here. And if I can get to that level, and I'm still climbing, I'm nowhere near my goal, but I guarantee you, you can get to this spot anytime you want if you plug in, you put your head down, and you find your purpose. Don't try to find your niche. Find your purpose. then your niche will find you. I'm gonna leave it at that, bro.
First of all, man, I felt like I had to take communion off that, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a very pivotal point. I like how you just said, find your motivator. That's a huge point because we all have one. And my story reflects a lot on your story in terms of people don't understand what it is to struggle early in order for you to be where you're at. And that's why I said before, broke people can make rich people through the elimination of struggle. I've been broke, but there's no way you can't tell me, anybody that comes after me, I can't show them the way in order to be rich. That's only because I'm eliminating the struggle that you take on. But that's saying that I already went through that struggle. I said that. So my love is love statement never changes. It's always the same. I chose this life and I'm going to highlight this life as best as possible. Comedy is life. Life is comedy. Is comedy life? Because you got to decide. It's going to be a lot of sad moments. You're going to cry. You're going to have all these different type of emotions. But the one thing that you can choose to do is laugh. So if I am the vessel and for people to laugh, in order for them to have a good time, in order for them to leave this hour worth of great conversation, allow them to go back into their spaces and say, it's not that bad. You chose to be here today. You chose to listen to Loso 06. You chose to get into PIPOLOGY. You chose to better yourself in this life that you're doing. That's the same thing as comedy. And I'm just allowing that light in order for you to do so. So comedy is life. Life is comedy. Just use those 3 words, man, and you'll be okay. So I'm going to end off on that. I'm going to give another chance for Loso to say anything that he wants to say. I know he shouted out his brothers in arms. And you know my favorite, the man on the steps. That's my man, 100 grand, bro. But I'm going to go ahead and close it out, man. I'm going to say love is love. Fact. Let's talk about it.
My God.
Yeah, man. So that's it, bro.
Episode. Yo, I need this recording, man. I wanna put it on YouTube if that's the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Whatever I got, you got.
My guy. Like I said, my guys wanted to be here, man. Jay Hen, he's that boy. He closing on a mansion right now, so he kind of busy. Yeah,
the whole mansion.
Mansion, bro. Look, you didn't hear it from me. Look,
I just heard it from you, bro.
Don't put me so you be so mad at me.
The mansion is about 10 rooms. Don't let him get you confused. Mansion minimum 10. Don't let him get you with 9.
Man, bro, my guy's doing it.
But it's good to be in front of those. You know what I mean? And we all need it. And I think that's why I call this one the money team, because all power to you guys in order for you to create something out of nothing. And you know, we on a smaller scale, but real recognize real all day. And hopefully you guys recognize that, you know, we're there to do you guys a service. I'm a very genuine person, man. I don't do this for nothing else other than the conversation. That's where I get mine. That's where I get my kicks. You know what I'm saying?
That's your fire, bro. And hey, I'm gonna commend you, man. I've been on 3 podcasts since I've done this with PIPOLOGY. You will be the first that I actually advertise.
You know what? Love, bro. Love.
And that's not because of like the conversations I had with the other people were amazing, man. It's just the fact that the camaraderie, right? The professionalism, right? How you followed up, right? Like, I mean, it was, man, I did some crazy. I was like, yo, what are we doing? Like, this only, you ain't even got a flow. You want me to just talk the whole time? I'm like, that's a question. You know, like, bro, so yo, I appreciate this, man. I appreciate it, bro, because I love talking, bro. I love it. It's a passion of mine, man. So this is good.
You have no idea how many times. And in the studio, it's way different. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm on the road. You know what I mean? I got to go to my man's. We just came back from DR. So I got to go to my man's joint. You know what I mean? I should probably stop the recording now. Let me stop the recording right now.